Go Island is brought to you by German Auto Import Network.
More icing than you can imagine, thousands of gingerbread shingles, a chef who knows how to put it all together. We're at the Tigh Na Mara in Parksville today, building the biggest gingerbread house that you've probably ever seen. Turning disability into inspiration, the sign of the rooster on Vancouver Island, and This Week in BC looks at BC Ferries. That and more in the next 30 minutes. You're watching Go Island on Shaw TV Channel 4. We're here at the Tigh Na Mara, frantically working away with the elves here, putting together a giant gingerbread house. There are over 1,000 of these gingerbread shingles, as we mentioned. Now, this is not icing, this is glue. So once it goes onto the walls of the gift shop, they're no longer edible. They are edible right now, and I don't understand why I don't see anybody sneaking little peeks as we go. I'm sure that's going to change once the Smarties come out. We're going to talk about the big toy drive that's coming up next Wednesday here at Tigh Na Mara. But first, here's Ray and LaPlante with an inspiring story about a young man named Braden. Let's get these over to the construction guys. It certainly is good news when anyone takes a challenge and turns it into a positive opportunity. You're watching Go Island on Shaw TV Channel 4. This is Eric Edwards. He's the executive chef here at Tigh Na Mara, and that is a whole lot of icing.
It's a little bit of icing. 60 kgs of icing sugar, a lot of meringue powder to fill a large house.
Okay, now what is the concept? How many square footage are you trying to build?
Well,
what are you trying to cover?
What we're doing is we're taking our lobby in our resort and we're turning it into the largest gingerbread house, I would say, on Vancouver Island. Okay. We've got all elves, all the staff is out. We're putting a whole bunch of fresh made ginger bricks and we're coating it and canning it and getting ready for our annual toy drive.
Excellent. Now that toy drive kicks off on Wednesday the 27th next week. Go Island will be here. A lot of people are making gingerbread houses at home this time of year. I have never had success. The icing is supposed to be glue. Mine never works. What's the trick with making royal icing?
Well, you start with 60 kgs of icing sugar.
Right, because you're going to need that much at home.
You're going to need that much at home. Trial and error. I mean, you get yourself a really good cookbook and just go something simple. So you get a recipe you're familiar with, and then just put it together and have fun. Get the local kids over and just build it.
Now the classic decorations, of course, are candy, and you guys are going quite retro, classic. What kind of candies are you putting on here?
We've got Smarties, we've got candy canes, we've got lollipops.
Yeah, and some little gummies as well.
A little gummy worms and gummy drops.
And another thing I noticed is that nobody's eating them
Well,
yet.
We've got a lot of glue and other things out, so I think people are just trying to get it up right now. If you kind of look, it's a frenzy here. It's a frenzy. Also, the backdrop, we're actually redesigning the restaurant, so there's a lot going on today.
There is a lot going on. We're going to have a little sneak peek inside the new Cedar Room here at Tigh Na Mara, tell you what you can expect from the brand new menu, and of course we'll give you more information on how you can participate in the toy drive coming up next Wednesday. The goal to make sure every child has a gift underneath the Christmas tree. We'll be back with more after a short break. Still to come today on Go, what's behind the sign of the rooster, BC Ferries on This Week in BC, and a taste of the Victoria Public Market. That's still ahead today on Go.
Hello! Ho, ho, ho. Chris Kringle here. Did you know how many reindeer Santa's got this year? Well, there's Dasher, Dancer, Prancer, Comet, Cupid, Donner, and Blitzen, and all of the other reindeer. And don't forget about Rudolph. He's the most important one of all, and we couldn't get here.
You're watching Go Island on Shaw TV Channel 4. Now, you might not recognize it, but this is the Cedar Room at the Tigh Na Mara Resort and Conference Center here in Parksville. Now, it's in the middle of construction, renovation. It started last week. It's going to be finished by next week, 10 days from start to finish. If you want to find out what it's going to look like, you can come to the toy drive on Wednesday the 27th. Bring an unwrapped toy. The goal to make sure that every child in the region gets a gift to open on Christmas Day. And there's going to be a menu change here as well. All I can tell you after speaking with Chef Eric Edwards is that it is contemporary rustic. Lots of changes coming here at Tigh Na Mara. We're throwing things over now to Meg Cuthbert, taking a look at the Island Farmers Alliance. I am still waiting to see these elves eat more candy than they are actually putting onto this giant gingerbread house at the Tigh Na Mara Resort. I think I'll have to go show them how it's done in a little bit. This is Paul Drummond. He's the general manager here at Tigh Na Mara. 5 years you've been doing the
5
toy
years,
drive.
we're excited. It's been brilliant. It's grown every year. It started from a simple idea and a need in our community to help the SOS with their giving to kids for Christmas. And every year it's just grown and grown and grown. Last year we had about 1,400 people come through for complimentary breakfast. They brought a new unwrapped toy, a little bit of food for the food bank, and some coins. We've got some coin collection going on. And this year I think we're looking at probably 15, 16, 1,700 people, maybe 2,000.
Excellent. Now, it might not be known that there's a need for that in Parksville. You don't really see a lot of poverty here, but it exists.
It exists. I think it exists anywhere, and often maybe we're blind to not being able to see those who need our help. And what a great time to give. Here it's the Society of Organized Services that looks after so many things, and this is something that we've really embraced with one of their programs, is making sure every child has a nice gift for Christmas.
Right. It must be just kind of crazy here on the morning of the 27th.
You know, it's insanely organized. Every year we get a little bit better, and we get a little bit more organized and that sort of thing. Chef has a lot more eggs and a lot more bacon ordered for this year, so we need people to come down and consume it for us.
And your construction is going to be finished by then?
It's going to be done this weekend. So
no problem.
It's going to be gorgeous by the time people come down for the toy drive.
Excellent. A pleasure. Thank you.
Good to have you here.
All covered in icing on the hands.
Yeah, look at afterwards.
Maybe that's the glue. I don't know.
That's my reward.
We're going to show them how it's done, where you put 2 on the wall, 1 in your mouth, a little bit later on this edition of Go Island. There has been lots of talk in the news lately about the troubles, turmoil, controversy that seems to surround BC Ferries on a regular basis. Sean Leslie, This Week in BC, talks BC Ferries. Well, you never know. Gambling on BC Ferries as you experience super pods of dolphins. Sounds like a cruise ship to me. We are decorating a giant gingerbread house here at Tigh Na Mara, and there is a trick to it. You put the large gummies on the corner intersection pieces, and you don't want to put orange beside orange, so we're going to find a red here, and then we want to mix it up with the red there, so you want to alternate your colors. You can experience this up close and personal for yourself here at the Tigh Na Mara Resort. It stays right through until the Christmas season. The Cedar Room opens next week, and it's all around a great event called the Toy Drive, the 5th annual, getting gifts under the trees for all children this holiday season. We'll be back with more after a short break. Oh, I was supposed to go over here, right? You are watching Go Island on Shaw TV Channel 4. We're having a great time here at Tigh Na Mara. How can you not? We are building a giant gingerbread house. Eric Edwards running around being very busy. I love the guy. He's got such a sparkle in his eye all the time. We have a fellow we just met. John is the editor at the PQB News here taking some shots of the kids. And there's a lady running around here somewhere. There she is with an angel halo on. That is Wendy Johnson, and we know her mostly from her involvement with the Great Nanaimo Bathtub Race, Great International Bathtub Race, of course, that we're very involved with every year. So it is great to be out here in Parksville building a huge gingerbread house at the Tigh Na Mara. We're going to throw things down to my partner in crime, so to speak, my other half, the host of Go Island South, Karen Elgersma. As you may or may not know, Victoria has a new public market. Can't wait to check it out for myself. Until I get a chance to do that, Karen's going to do the next best thing, give us a little sneak peek with one vendor in particular. I can't resist. Gingerbread now. I have, thank you, my enabler here. This looks so good. Are you eating some too? Okay, yes, and she runs away. And I'm left to talk on camera with my mouth full, which is something that Karen Elgersma does on a regular basis. No, I shouldn't say that. She does seem to get around to the food venues, though, down in Victoria. Definitely need to check out the new Victoria Public Market. It's on my list this holiday season. That brings us to the end of this edition of Go Island, the 5th annual toy drive. Tigh Na Mara next Wednesday, November 27th. Bring a new unwrapped toy, get a free breakfast. Doesn't get any more straightforward than that. You can bring along some extra coins as well. The PQ News is having their annual toy drive, and Big Boys Toys is filling up 2 trailer fulls of non-perishable food items. So kick off your Christmas season right here at Tigh Na Mara and smell this gingerbread house. Don't eat it like I have been. Don't do what I do. Just do what I say. We'll see you on Wednesday. Thanks for watching this edition of Go. We'll see you here.
Go Island is brought to you by German Auto Import Network. Clothing supplied by Catwalk Fashions. Kate's hair and aesthetics provided by Maffeo Salon.